Weekly update for Friday, March 15th, 2019. And just going to remind you that we've only got 2 days left for the effing flimsy postcard from hell on Kickstarter, and that runs through Sunday. And wasn't paying attention, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention. Ordinarily I would do a live appearance on the Kickstarter site on the last day, but that's going to be the Sabbath, so that's not going to happen. So we're moving that back one day to Saturday, and I will be on there for an hour or maybe a little over an hour, depending on how my other work is going on Saturday, to answer your questions and hopefully cheer you on to buying more postcards from hell with their really spiffy envelope plastic bags, resealable. I haven't peeled the backing off of this one, but when you peel the backing off of it, you can fold it right over and stick it down, and with the backing board it will keep your effing flimsy postcard from hell in complete mint condition. So hope to see a bunch of you online tomorrow, March 16th. And now, as promised last week, I'm going to talk about the back cover of Strange Death of Alex Raymond. We'll try and pull this back again for a wide shot. And as you can see, the back cover consists of the image of his face with the little white highlights in the eyeballs, and 2 car crash panels recreated from Rip Kirby by Carson Grubaugh, and a little block of text at the bottom here that says, "And yet not one is interested in listening to all about Alexander. Think how curious this is. Nothing could be more curious than this." Quote from Gertrude Stein, "Blood on the Dining Room Floor," which doesn't actually come in until volume 3, but if you want to know how Alex Raymond got to this point, that was a big part of it, and it's going to take me a while to explain that to you. And the captions say, "In 1946, Alex Raymond single-handedly invented the photorealistic comic strip." And then down here, 10 years later, ... it killed him. Which, trying to get it distilled down to its complete essence, there you go. That's the way I look at it. Now, looking at the what I am doing on the back cover, the additions that still need to be done on it, these are some photocopies that I got Rolly to scan and email to Sean. So there you go, there's the back cover. Now I did the photocopy to indicate this is where I would like the cracks in the windshield to go, because what I'm talking about doing here is showing the exact microsecond of impact, with the fractures showing up in the safety glass in the windshield, and going a little bit tighter on that. So Sean's an artist too, so it's just put the cracks in as I've got them indicated, and then going for even more detail in the cracks next to these panel reconstructions that Carson did. You can see I've got little indications of where the blood goes. Just first moving along the crack from the point of impact, and then going go large or go home. This is a tight shot of exactly how much blood I want showing from here and from here and from here. So Sean's had those for a little while, and I'm hoping those can be incorporated into the next Strange Death of Alex Raymond prototype, fixing each of the problems as we go, and again showing you the white highlights that I had indicated and which have now been incorporated into the cover and should be on all of the prototypes from now on. Very, very finicky work, and I wanted this many years later on. I mean, this is 7 years of actually working on it as The Strange Death of Alex Raymond. There's no point in going, well, we got to get it done tomorrow because it's been 7 years. It's like, if it's been 7 years, it's not going to get done overnight, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I want this one to be like Judenhaus. I'm not letting go of this one until it looks exactly the way that I want it to look. And the only other thing that I would comment on is trying to explain to Sean by facts these white highlights in Alex Raymond's eyes at, again, the exact microsecond of impact with the first blood and the first fracture in the windshield. That would indicate a sharp stop, which would mean that the white highlights would be animated. There would be a blur effect in between two white highlights, one lighter than the other, one brighter than the other, which would be closer to the reader. So there would be a three-dimensional effect on it. That's, I think, going to take a while until it looks exactly the way it does in my head, and is very difficult to describe, but that's the concept of the cover, is an animation effect of the moment before impact, represented by the film strip, and then the exact microsecond of impact on the back, and the Gertrude Stein quote, "And yet not one is interested in listening to all about Alexander. Think how curious this is. Nothing could be more curious than this." Okay, so there you go. TMI on Strange Death of Alex Raymond front and back cover. But I do realize that there are everyone who is interested is going, well, what is happening with it? When's the book coming out? As long as we're still fixing these kinds of things, there's no point in talking about when the book's coming out, because then it just becomes, well, we won't be able to do this, and we won't be able to do that, and we won't be able to do that. But if we're going to get it out when we told everybody we're going to get it out. If we don't tell people when we're getting it out, we can fix everything. Okay, and that's it for the weekly update. Again, hope we'll see a bunch of you online at the Kickstarter site for the really effing flimsy postcard from hell #1. You don't want to miss the #1. The #2 will be coming right at you before you know it. And I hope to see you then. And next week for the March 22nd update.